Well, good afternoon, everyone. May the good Lord bless you. Hope you're having yourself a wonderful day. You remember that knife I made there on video there a couple days ago? The scalping knife, the 1700s scalping knife. This knife, you all, is 12 inches long. In this video, I'm going to show you a little bit different way of making a sheath for this knife. Now, you watched the other one where I folded everything over. This one is going to be a two-piece sheath like you see a lot of knives sticking down in, okay? So I'm going to take the camera. This is not going to be a great long video. I hope it's not going to be a long video anyway. I don't like to bore you people with that kind of stuff. But I do want to show this particular way of doing it so that if you want to make a sheath like I made for that knife I did for the gunslinger knife, that was a one-piece sheath. Then it was sewn to the holster of the gun holster, okay? But what we're going to do is make a two-piece sheath for a knife, and I'm going to show you how to do it in this video. And it's very, very simple. You may not have ever thought of this, but I know there's lots of experts out there that have. So I'm going to turn the camera down so that you can see what I'm talking about. All right, you all, to simplify matters, you can see I've made me a brand new workbench here. And these things are so easy to make. This is just an old piece of a countertop. I've showed this before, but for people who don't know about it, the other one I had was a little bit about that big right there. So I wanted one more flatter that I hadn't drilled holes all in to work my leather and stuff on. So all you do is you just take a piece of a 2x4, screw it to your piece of wood here. Then you can mount it in the vise. And then you don't have to bend over and strain your back or sit down and lean forward, which is really hard on you to work on. So that's what that looks like. I'll just tell you how big this one is. This one's 22 inches. And this was just an old kitchen, or an old bathroom counter. 22 by 36. And now I have a really nice clean area to work on and do this leather work. Okay, with that being said, here's our knife. What we want to do to start with is we want to take a piece of 1/4 inch, whatever you got, wood, whatever. This is just 1/4 inch paneling. Make your pattern 3/8 of an inch bigger than this knife right here, you guys. Cut it out. I cut that out with a bandsaw, of course. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of leather and we're going to put that piece of leather down there in the water. We're going to let it sit there a couple minutes. It won't take it long to suck up the water. Then I will bring it up here and lay it down on this pattern. Take these clamps, I'll clamp it down for a minute or two so that I can work with it and show you what's going on. All right, you all. Come over here. We're just going to clamp that down right there over top of that piece of leather. To start this process. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start to mold this around our pattern. I don't have one of those actual burnishing tools, you guys, so I just got a piece of wood here to do this. But this is the way you do it right here. And this is a very thick piece of leather too. We're going to find the edge of that. That's not the perfect tool to do that with, but you all, that's what I got to work with. It's like somebody's getting their gun ready. So what you want to do is you want to burnish. And this is really, guys, a really neat way to do this. While that's wet, and I didn't get it completely straight, so I'm going to waste the rest of that, I guess, or make a belt loop out of it. Make sure you work it up. When this, if this wasn't this thick, guys, this is some really, really super thick. I don't know what grade this is. A good friend of mine gave me this, local gentleman. Now, when you take a look at it, you can see that that's how that's going to turn out, okay? And that's exactly what we're looking for right there. Like I say, I need one of those burnishing tools. Now to make this you all work out really, really good, we're going to wet it down one more time. We're just going to take it and put it right under the water and let that get wet. And then the next time we come in there, it'll squeeze in just a little bit tighter. Sounds like somebody's sighting one in, don't it? All right, you all catch my drift right here, don't you? Now, if you're going to put any decorations on your sheath, now's the time to do it. You can turn it around, of course, and do what you want to. You can see that you can work this, you all, now that we've done that, without those clamps on it. Working it right up to the edge of your pattern. Like I say, you can turn it around. Make sure it don't slip out of place on you. And burnish. And what you want to do is you want to work this until you want to work this until it's dry, you all, or semi-dry. That way your pattern stays in place. Now while that's still damp, you all, I'm going to stamp an M and an R in this. And you can use metal stamps to do this, you guys. The same thing I used to stamp metal. MR. And of course, whatever other decorations you're going to make on it. All right, now let's cut some of this excess off, you all. We don't need that. Now let's just continue to burnish this. What we're doing is actually making a pocket, you all. A good old pocket. See what's happening. Take your scribing tool, turn it around backwards, you guys. That's going to make you a mark that you're going to cut your line on. Pretty simple. Now we got a line that we can cut it, and while it's damp, take your scissors and cut this out. And remember, we'll use this piece for the welt. Right there's your welt. It's already cut for you, okay? Go back around here to this one. Cut it out. Now that should fit right back over top of your form, you guys. Just like so. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty good, okay? Now we will get it wet again. And we will go back, hold it in place, and burnish that down. My elbow's probably getting in your way, guys. Sorry about that. All right, there we go. Now what do we do next? It's a good question. Now take the piece of leather that you're going to make the inside of this sheath out of. That's going to be plenty big right there. Plenty big. So we have to leave enough up here to make the belt loop, you guys. Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and mark this. We know that's the top of it, and we're going to leave the rest of it in place. So now that we have that marked, take this thing right here, press it back down over your form, just exactly where you had it. And clamp that back in place. And just continue to work that until it is dry. Or you can set it there, you can just leave it there and let it dry like that. Let's go ahead and cut this piece out right here. Flimsy finger, you guys. Okay, you all. Now that we have the backside of this mountain man sheath made, we're going to make the belt loop just like this right here. How many understands that? Just as simple as it can be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in some water right down here and get that part of it wet. Don't need to get it all wet. We just need to get that wet enough to punch the holes in it. Once we've done that, we can fold it right down nice and easy. Now you'll notice that's big. This is for a mountain man's belt, you guys. Now let me punch the holes in here and we will rivet this thing. All right, you all, this little set of rivets comes with a little anvil. They got little divots in them. That holds that thing just exactly where you want it. And that's how it works right there. All right, you all. The welt, that doohickey. People told me what it was. We're going to make it 1/2 inch. A good old welt doohickey. Consider buying you a little leather kit, you guys. The stuff just works slicker than dog snot. Dog snot's pretty dead burn slick, what somebody told me. Then we'll cut the doohickey out. And since this leather is so thick, we're not going to put this welt all the way around this knife sheath. We don't have to. Okay, there's our backside. Our backside, Mike. There's the cutting edge side of it right there, you all, and we'll just glue that joker right in there. Slicker than dog snot. Before she's sewn together and riveted together, you guys. Now we will glue the welt or the doohickey in there. Good old doohickey. See, I'm using contact cement, you guys. Get that thing just exactly where you want it. Oh, that don't smell good here this evening, you guys. All right, in a couple minutes, we will stick it right on there. The stuff will be tacky, and we'll stick that thing right in place. All right, you all, now we've clamped this in place over here. We'll just let that sit there for a few minutes. Make sure that doohickey welt is straight. All right, you all, we'll take rivets, brass colored rivets. Incidentally, they were probably copper. In the beginning, they were probably copper. We'll take those rivets and we will rivet this side of this thing together because it's already stuck. So let me get that done and then I'll show it to you and then I'll show you what to do to the other side. Okay, this side riveted down, you all. Now, do you really need to put thread through this? Not really. But to make this look more authentic a little bit later on, that's exactly what I'll do. But now this side's pretty much stuck, you can see. So we're going to sew it up, you guys, right down through there. All right, you all, now it's just a matter of sitting down here with them pre-drilled holes. And sewing this thing up. Just sit down there, take your time. Sew it up really nice and neat. Like I said before, if you don't drill them holes through this 1/2 inch thick leather, you'll wish you had. You will wish that you done did, I can tell you that right now. So I use an oversized, little bit like a 1/16 drill bit, you all, and then a little bit undersized needle. Because you don't want to have to fight this stuff to get it to be sewed up. The good thing about it, when it's done, your glue will be stuck really good. And by the way, you all, this contact cement, in my opinion, is the best way to do it, because contact cement sets up within just a few minutes, and it's also flexible. Where that just regular old wood glue that I used to use over the years, it gets hard as a brick, and it's not flexible like this contact cement is. So you've seen me do this before, so let me finish sewing this up and then I'll show it to you. Still got to do some sewing right on this side of it, you all. But for your eyes, this thing is finished, okay? Now I'd like to thank my friend Reuben over at Crazy Horse Leather. He donated the leather when I was over visiting him one day, and I finally figured out what to do with it. So thank you, Reuben. And by the way, if you don't know anything about Crazy Horse Leather here in Bland County, Virginia, I will see if I can find their website link and put it on this particular video. Check them out. Guys, these people are professionals. Him and his daddy, John. There ain't nothing they can't make out of leather. I mean, knife sheaths, wallets, belts, gun holsters, you name it. These folks make everything out of leather. So check out Crazy Horse Leather here in Bland County, Virginia. Now, you all, these knives are very sharp, and I oversized this just a little bit for a reason. Because my experience over the years, even with store-bought junk, is if you get this sheath way too tight, over the years, you're going to cut the threads out of that sheath right there, okay? Even with the doohickey welt in it, okay? Just being funny, you guys. I know what you call it now. But anyway, you all, that's the way it looks. In another video, you'll probably see me carrying it around on my side. Just like that right there. I got to get me a belt made, by the way. So if I can come up with enough leather to do that, I'm going to make me a mountain man belt. This particular belt loop, you guys, is 2 inches or a little bit bigger than that. That gives you plenty of room for your belt, for that to hang comfortably around your waist, just like it would be on a mountain man's side, okay? So you all, does that look authentic? That's a big old knife. That's a 12-inch knife right there, you guys. But you want to be able to reach and get that out of your sheath without tearing your sheath up, for one thing. And you don't, this knife is long enough, and this sheath is really sturdy enough to where this knife is not going to fall out of this sheath when you're jumping up and down or a bear's chasing you through the woods, okay? So that's what that's going to look like. With that, you all, may the good Lord bless you. I appreciate you watching my channel. I really do. I thank you so very much. If you'll share my videos, that will help my channel out a whole lot, and I will really appreciate it. Thank you again, and may the good Lord bless you. Until next time, so long for now.